Does business coaching really work? This is a great question. I've answered a similar question like this on my site. You can check it out at bestbusinesscoach.ca, but it depends what you mean by really work. So the first step would be defining what is the specific problem you're trying to solve, or what is the specific result that you're hoping to get. But coaching and mentorship are incredibly well proven. That's the whole concept behind having a university professor. So many trades for so many eons have had apprenticeships, which is having a mentor. So the whole concept, I'm not sure your experience, you who's listening to this, but how did you learn to tie your shoes or ride a bike? I think the list of people who made it to the Olympics, and especially the people who won gold medals without the help of a coach, is very, 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 very short compared to the people who got there because they got help. So, depending on what you're hoping to get or what you're hoping for, I think, yes, business coaching does really work. What helps it be successful is if someone is dedicated, is clear on what they need to get out of it, and they actually apply the learnings. That's incredibly important as well. So you really want to have a coach with a program that holds you accountable and ideally has some way for you to measure your progress, and so you can see like how much you've learned and how far you've come. So when you look back, you can understand how you've developed, right? So, but again, really work depends on your own definition, and the deal that you make with the coach. What are they responsible for? When you say really work, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to tell you some advice on how to fix your problem, but you won't do it? Will it work then? No, of course it won't, right? But if they give you bad information and you do your best effort, if it's bad information from the beginning, no, it won't work. So you do have to be careful, and you do have to make sure that you choose someone that you're confident in, has, good intentions and your best interest at heart. And, price doesn't necessarily mean better results. What I'm saying is just because you pay more doesn't necessarily mean you'll get better results. What matters most is the experience and the format of the coaching and the coach themselves. So, does the person have a good track record? Are they, is their specialization in the area that you are struggling with? And then do they have a good structure and framework? For example, I have a background in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and one of the things I was kind of shocked to learn was I would pay for coaching sessions with some world champions, and they were incredible competitors. And I'm speaking generally here, right? Everybody was different, but some were fantastic coaches and fantastic competitors, but some also were fantastic competitors and just terrible coaches. And maybe it was me at the time, and I just wasn't ready for their teaching style or their method. But and so some of it does depend on the rapport you have with the person. If you'd like to check out some of my programs, you can go to bestbusinesscoach.ca. I have information on them there. But you can also listen to my podcast, the Best Business Podcast with Daryl Urbanski, because I've interviewed over 300 business coaches and B2B experts, and we've actually rated them on my website in terms of their specializations and how much publicly available proof there is about the quality of the result they're able to get through people. So this is, again, something where I learned from martial arts, where you can have people who get fantastic results for themselves, but if you're looking for coaching, you should start looking at the results of their students if you can, because that's important. But you also have to be careful. Like, I know some coaches that are, it's not everybody, and one bad apple can spoil a bunch, but I know some coaches that they get testimonials from people their first week in the coaching program. And of course, people are excited and super motivated, and that's what they've put everywhere. But what you don't see is the back end, the years, how did it work out 6 months down the road? They got the review from the person when they were all motivated, and they offered them some sort of bonus to give a review. So now they've got something to show the public. So again, you do have to be a bit careful. It can be a bit of a wild west. Just because someone has a diploma or a degree from a school doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. And also just because someone has a track record doesn't mean that they can reproduce that success through their students. So again, the best thing you can do is really get clear on the problem you need solved. Try to find someone who has experience in that and can produce some sort of case studies or testimonials, or even just a really clear outline of how they help people get that result, and then just try it out. I mean, you won't know till you try. So the best thing that you can do then at this point is try to carve out some sort of pilot project so you can crawl, then walk, and then run into a professional relationship with this person. So once again, if you'd like to see what I have to offer, you can go to bestbusinesscoach.ca and see my programs, or you can check out some of the interviews I've done with other business coaches and B2B experts, and maybe you'll find a match with one of them. All the best.